What's up, Sushi Squad? We back again for some more Trove. Today we're going to be talking about Corruxian because he's visited again. I'm sorry that I have this video a day late, but there was issues with him that for some reason they only ended up resolving like way later in the night. But either way, he's resolved. We also noticed that this pizza guy is still here, so I'm guessing that for anyone that hasn't visited Corruxian, this guy's always going to be here to kind of instruct you that the dragon is actually visiting, which is kind of weird, but I mean, I guess it's cool. I just wish they had like a text box over his head and was actually over in the hub instead of over there, but I don't know, whatever. Before we get started with the video though, if you guys and gals would be so kind, if any of you are new to Trove, you can use that sign up link that's down in the description, and then anything you end up buying out of the cash shop, I'll end up making a percentage of that sale. It's an awesome way that you can support me by literally just playing the game. Also, sneak peek, this is yet another one of the costumes that you get out of the recent holiday countdown pack. There's the one for the Lunar Lancer, and we're also going to take a look at the Corruxian dragon just because I don't have it early, but I'll explain it in a bit. So you just come down where Luxian normally is, and then you just turn around and whoop, there he is. Okay, so here's Corruxian, and basically the error that they had going with him was that you couldn't buy anything from Corruxian's shop if you had bought stuff the previous week. So 2 weeks ago this guy visited, and if you bought anything out of him, it's like they didn't reset the code for him to be visiting this time as well. I'm assuming that's because this guy is kind of a bit of a jerk where he only lets you buy 10 of his items, period. So regardless of what items you get, you only get to choose 10. So you could mix and match all these other things if you don't really care about the full-on dragon, but the dragon's gonna end up giving you stats and stuff like that, obviously, so it's gonna be better in the long run. But there we go, that's it. So now I can't buy anything else out of him, but I mean, he's got these dragon egg fragments. You need to have 50 of them in order to craft the full dragon, which I'll show you guys that in a bit. Bound Brilliance is a really good item just in general, because otherwise it's fairly time gated, because I think the only way you can get this now is out of the leaderboard, even though it's actually a required resource in order to augment gems and such. Also the double experience potion, this I still think is amazing, because this is basically a free to play consistent way of getting double XP potions. This is probably even better than the cash shop, just because the cash shop, like, you can get double XP potions, but it's like you could get 30 of them for 20 bucks or 5 of them for $5. Like, I don't know why they consider these to be $1 each, but hey, whatever. You can actually just get them from Corruxian if you're not buying anything else, obviously. Luxurious gem boxes give you gem booster augment items and stuff like that, so that's pretty good as well. Most of all, just the fact that you can get 10 of each of these is great. I just wish that it was individual purchases, because then it would actually, like, this would actually be a really good way to get rid of chaos cores in the game. And seeing as we get chaos chests from dungeons now very consistently, it just would end up being really good for the economy of the game, I think, to end up just having these drop left and right. I mean, obviously it would take the value away from a lot of things that are in the gem store, but in power gem boxes and such. So I mean, if you're a starting player, Corruxian's like Christmas. He's really good, so long as you end up actually having some chaos cores, which chaos cores you get from chaos chests rarely, or just from loot collecting items you get out of the chaos chest. So anyways, moving on. The whole point is that he's going to end up visiting every 2 weeks, so I think it takes like a total of 5 weeks or something. I forget what it is. I think it's like just at 3 months is what you need in order to get the total amount of fragments in order to get this guy, something like that, just because of the fact that he visits every 2 weeks. But you can see he also costs 75 chaos chests, which is a bit steep, 25,000 flux, and 300 dragon coins. So that's a little bit weird that he just costs 300 dragon coins. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but yeah, I guess it makes sense. I was gonna say because Luxian is a little bit cheaper, but I think he's not, because the Luxian dragon actually costs 400 dragon coins total. He just doesn't cost any of this stuff. So, anyways, without further ado, you guys and gals may have already seen me do this in a live stream, but a friend of mine ended up actually going into the game's code, finding the Corruxian dragon because it already exists in the game's code, and then he modded it into Luxian dragon. So quite literally, this is just a stop and swap. So it's swapping Luxian out for the Corruxian model. So this is going to end up being the dragon that we're going to get. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of lame at the same time just because it basically is the same as the Azulian dragon. Those of you that are new to Trove won't know, but back in the day, they actually were adding dragons every month. I think that lasted like 3 or 4 months before they gave up. And yeah, they all kind of looked like this. They're just kind of the very standard dragon model. But for me, like, I don't know. I kind of like the simplicity of it. I think it's actually an alright dragon. I mean, if I was asked the question of would I actually rock this dragon and use it like out in the overworld and stuff, the answer is probably not. Because there's other cool dragons that I could use in the first place. Like this one right here is a prime example, but I don't really use the dragons to begin with. So anyways, the dragon itself, you know, you get to see all of the fancy things about flying and stuff. The only thing that possibly could end up changing with this guy from this modded version and the full version that you actually end up getting is some of his video effects, because we actually do have the custom cannonballs that are tied to Corruxian right now, but you'll see that they're pretty lackluster. He doesn't actually shoot anything out of his mouth. Like, it just is the effect of the location of where you're shooting, and that's it. So that's probably something that they'll end up fixing. And then the effect itself, you can see, is kind of a purple explosion, which is okay. But then that little swirl, there's other dragons that literally use the same swirl effect, but they have a bit more going with it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm really hoping that they end up having some better VFX for this dragon, and maybe he'll actually be a little bit cooler. But honestly speaking, I'm not going to hold my breath to it. This is probably just going to be the full-on dragon, dude. Like, what can I say? The other thing too is little Trove trivia for you there. You can actually see that that is the swirl effect from the Candy Barb's ability. But it's just recolored. So that's kind of what happens with a lot of the dragons, honestly speaking. And you can see that the explosion effect, I don't even know. Okay, I think it is the new explosion effect, but they just kind of made the colors all negative. So it's just, yeah. But anyways, I don't mean to drag this video out longer than it needs to. I just wanted to kind of show you guys this is Corruxian, because I did show it off just in a stream randomly like a couple weeks ago, and I thought, well, why not actually show him off now? So anyways, thank you for watching, gamers. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this video was helpful, and yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, I guess I should say. Anyway, sayonara and stay epic, gamers. I'm sorry, I just woke up, so I'm kind of like bleh.